I see a lot of videos from a lot of guys. I'm not gonna say no names because I don't wanna, make nobody feel disrespected. And they black women, black women, black women, black women. You do this, you the white man's mammy. Kiss up the white man, and all this type of shit. You hate black men, you hate your son, and all this and that. Reason I don't get into making them type of videos, I used to. But then, it dawned on me, black women are not going to change the world. They're not going to change our position in society. It's going to be the black men who are going to have to change it. When have you ever heard the women leading the way? You got to understand, we are at war. Social, political, economical, and physical war. And in all wars, it is the men who are at the forefront that are going to lead and change shit. And the reason black women were sought out to be the heads of the households, and the so-called backbone of the community is because white men know that we are at war and that women are not built to engage and be victorious in war because they're just not war-minded. There's certain things that there's certain thoughts that women just don't even entertain. I can't even, begin to tell you how many things I've sat back and said, but damn, why didn't my mom, talk to me about that? She never talked to me about that. Even there's been times I've tried to talk to her about certain things, like she just couldn't talk about it. Whereas what I find with men, there's almost nothing that men can't talk about. Because we put emotion to the side and deal with issues. Now, a lot of men are very feminine, and, they are kind of like women, and there's certain things they don't like to really give thought to. But for the most part, even those type of men that deal with it to a deeper degree, I think, than the average woman. So, and there's different aspects of society. Small aspects of warfare, mental warfare, that women just don't see. Ain't no big deal. Or they just don't give no thought to it. Whereas men, we tripping, we like, nah, this is bad. This is terrible. It could be something as small as, a phrase that a black person says on a movie or a show, and it's like, okay, the kids shouldn't watch this. I'm not gonna show that in the television in my house or the woman. Oh, you tripping now? What are you talking about? It ain't that big of a deal. Women just don't have, in my opinion, a war. They're not war-minded, and they don't see and don't take seriously the different aspects of war that we are engaged in. And they don't see the many attacks that are made against us as a group. It's the men who see that shit. That's why it's been the men who've been the forefront of all major and even minor movements in the United States. We had some black women who spoke out against injustices like a Sojourner Truth. Those women who existed in a different era where racism was very overt. And it was easy it was a lot easier for women to get the picture back then, because it was right in your face. But now we're in a different type of war setting. But men pick up on warfare no matter what type of warfare it is. That's just how we're created. You know what I mean? We can feel tension without a motherfucker even saying nothing. And I don't like the vibes I'm getting from that dude, or even that woman, or some shit like that. So, you've had, you had Marcus Garvey, Drew Ali, you had countless, endless men created organizations, and there have been women, such as Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, but if you remember, most of her work and inspiration was by and from a man, Neely Fuller. You know what I mean? That's why I say men have to be at the forefront of this war. That's why I say it's best to focus on the men when you're talking about community issues. That's why, you know, fuck, they women. You know, why the fuck are you beefing and warring with your women? We at war and you arguing with your fucking women. You gotta outthink even your women in times like this, because they're not seeing what you're seeing. You know? Don't make a big deal out of certain things that they do or say. Just make sure you can handle them good enough where you can get them in that bedroom and blow their backs out and continue, you know, excuse my vulgarness, but so you can continue to reproduce and raise the type of children that we need in this time of warfare. You can't let it get to the point where you don't even want to reproduce with black women. That's when the race is completely destroyed. Being that we're war-minded, you gotta be conscious of the fact that all this beefing and shit and fucking leave it alone. The root of the problem is that we're going through some shit we never been through before. At least I don't think we have. We've never been overthrown. All we've ever known since we've been on this earth is that we are the masters of the fucking universe. We are the only motherfuckers here. You know what I'm saying? For the longest time, we was the only motherfuckers on this planet. And even for, you know, for the majority of the time that foreigners were in existence, are mutated blacks. This is basically what you could call them. For the majority of the time they've been here, they have, you know, been subjected to our power. You know what I mean? And they just recently became something. So we never dealt with anything like this. So right now we're going through periods of trial and error. We don't have no historical, you know, times we could say, hey, well, you know, we were overthrown by different people at this point in history. No, we don't have no records of that. This is the first time in it may have happened on a different fucking planet, but I believe on this planet, this is the first time we've been removed from power by different people. And hell, I don't even know if this might be the first time so-called different people even came into fucking existence. You know what I mean? We got overthrown by mutated versions of ourselves. That's all these people are. Mutated versions of us. Mutated blacks. And we don't know what the fuck to do. So, you know, it'll do you a lot of justice to just sit back, get to the root of the problem, and not get caught up in emotions when you're looking at the outcome, you know, of the whole situation. When you're looking at the branches that came from the root, and you fighting with the fucking branches, thinking, you know, but you keep cutting the motherfuckers off to keep growing back, because you're not getting to the root. Right? Our root problem is that we are a dominated group. I can't stress that enough. And there's too many black men, I believe, that's out here making videos, making threads and forums, focusing their energy on black women. It's not about a blame game. Black women's fault, black man's fault, and no shit like that. I mean, ultimately, it's the men we got our asses kicked. I mean, we the motherfuckers who were at the forefront during war. And it was through warfare that we were overthrown, brought over here, that we were put in this position all over the planet. Our enemies may have conditioned our women to operate against us in many ways, and it's created an endless, deadly cycle where black women are bitter, and they're bitter toward their sons grow up, now their sons are bitter at black women, and that cycle keep repeating its fucking self. But, you know, black men don't even have to go through black women to fix that problem. You know what I'm saying? All we gotta do is show black women who the fucking boss is. You know, I hear a lot of black women talking about how black men don't know what manhood is about. Black women don't know what womanhood is about, or manhood. Because in the time of war that we're in right now, the role that black men should play in terms of following the guide of being of proper manhood, black women wouldn't even want to entertain some of the things that we have to do. They couldn't even stomach it. So, I guess I'm just rambling a little bit, but I'm just tired of all these fucking beef videos, these black women. It really gets on my nerves to see black men, you know, bitching about black women so much. And they do it almost to a point where the feminine side in them comes out. Because that's what women do. They bitch, you know, at each other all the fucking time. Men ain't fucking do that. We don't do that. We let her run her fucking mouth. Ignore her. Let her ego fucking feel to the, you know, to the roof. Outthink her. Tell her what she want to hear. Sweet talk her. You know? Do whatever you gotta do to get kids from out of her and to raise those kids the way they should be raised in a time of war. You can't bring kids up in a society in a time of war behaving like this, bitching about black women, as if we destroy black women, then we're gonna be fucking liberated. They're not the fucking enemy. Stop with the fucking bullshit, man. That shit is annoying. You are the male lion. When you're fighting, that woman is not even around. She's sitting back chilling. Like, oh shit, who gonna win, who gonna lose? And we lost. We up under white men's power. So it's only natural for them to kiss up the white man. Women naturally follow the dominant male. That's just something we gotta accept as a dominated group of males. That our women are not gonna be completely with us. They're gonna have a thing for the dominant male. That's natural for humans. Just like with fucking animals. Whoever the dominant male is, even the dinosaurs are like that. The males fought, whoever won, they get all the pussy. So stop fucking tripping, man. Stop fucking tripping. Men gotta step the fuck up. Stop bitching like bitches. Shut the fuck up and just take care of fucking business, man. Work. Fucking work. Dedicate your life to that shit. Everything else will fall into place. Out.